Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to The Success. In today's video, we're going to be going through 7 of the most expensive things bought by billionaires. Now guys, real quick before we do get into the countdown, I want to let you guys know that we will be picking one lucky subscriber every month to win a shout out at the start of a video. All you must do to enter this month's giveaway is subscribe to our channel, like the video, and comment down below saying I subscribed. Good luck guys. Now without any further ado, let's get into the video. Number 7. A submarine. Some rich people love cars and others enjoy planes. Titanic and Avatar director James Cameron meanwhile loves submarines. But he doesn't just spend his money on weekend expeditions, he actually owns his own submarine and uses it. Cameron, as befitting a man best known for a movie about a ship that sinks deep beneath the waves, is a huge fan of the ocean. He's big into marine biology and loves the deep ocean. He enjoys it so much in fact that he got himself a submarine. Amazingly, he didn't just go out and buy himself a top-of-the-line sub, he actually built one. He and his team constructed the 11-ton, 23-foot-long Challenger specifically for Cameron and his adventures. And while we don't know exactly how much he spent, a submarine of that old cost around $1.5 million on the market. Even if Cameron saved some money by doing it himself, he likely forked over at least $1 million to do so. He hasn't just made quick trips underwater with it either, he's made history in that thing. In 2012, Cameron rode his sub more than 7 miles underwater to the deepest known part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench, off the coast of Eastern Asia. He was only the second person to venture down there, and he said the experience was akin to visiting another planet. One could imagine how much money he would have made with a movie about that world, instead of multiple Avatar sequels few of us asked for. Number 6. A 27-story house. Large homes are a rich person's staple, but how many desire a ridiculous house that towers over all others like Godzilla, and just so happens to be the most expensive house ever built? Well, Mukesh Ambani for one. The chairman of Indian conglomerate Reliance Industries is worth around $45 billion, meaning he could have whatever home he wanted. As it turns out, what he wanted was a 27-story skyscraper looking down on Altamount Road, one of the world's most expensive streets. Also, many of these stories supported double high ceiling, making it the equivalent height of almost 40-story buildings. Inside is pure luxury, and Barney's humble abode boasts a 50-seat theater, a grand ballroom, multi-level gardens, a spa, a temple, 2-story recreation center, and more diamond and jewel-encrusted decor than many would think possible. The total cost was about $1.2 billion, making it the most expensive private residence of all time. And I do mean private. Despite its sheer size, the only people who actually live there are Ambani, his wife, and their 3 children. They employ a full staff of servants and enjoy entertaining guests, but aside from that, his humongous complex that could easily house dozens of families, if not hundreds, is strictly set aside for one uber-wealthy last name only. Number 5. A photo of Billy the Kid. Nowadays, photos of famous people are a dime a dozen, but 140 years ago, actual pictures of household names were rare as could be. So when an authentic one pops up and you have the millions to shell out for it, chances are you're going to go for it. That's what William Koch did. In 2011, the corporate businessman attended a Wild West auction and observed a small tintype photo of famed outlaw Billy the Kid. Taken around 1879, it's the only proven photograph of the kid in existence. He can't get much rarer than that, and Koch was willing to pay the big bucks to snag the ultimate rarity for himself. Before the auction, experts predicted the kid's photo to sell for $300,000, possibly $400,000. Koch had no desire to engage in a bidding war, and with his billions, he didn't have to. He simply bid $2 million, snuffed out most of the competition almost immediately, and ultimately took home the only known evidence that Billy the Kid was an actual person. The fees paid out to the auction house cost Koch as much as the photo's expected value. Koch wound up paying $2.3 million for the picture. Not bad for a faded old photo that's barely bigger than a credit card, and not even a selfie to boot. Number 4. A gold bathroom in a private jet. It's hard to know for sure what Donald Trump is actually worth. Some say he's worth several billion, while others claim he's not even a billionaire. We do know, however, that he's worth enough that he can afford to buy his own private jet and decorate the nastiest part of it with solid gold. In 2011, Trump purchased a Boeing 757 from Microsoft for $100 million. That alone would be quite the power move, but as the past couple of years have proven, Donald Trump does not do anything small. He decided to adorn his new plane to reflect his personality, and one big part of that personality is that he loves gold. His private bedroom is adorned with gold silk from wall to wall, and the main chambers are littered with gold pillows and gold linings on the light gold sofas. Even the seat belts are plated with 24-karat gold. Because safety without style really isn't safety at all. But it's the bathroom that turns this place from typical rich person purchase to crazy rich person gesture. Trump's private bathroom features not just a large circular shower, but a solid gold sink and faucet. The sink's mirror is lined with gold, and even a little sign directing you to sit in case of turbulence is lined with gold. No word on whether his toilet is also golden, though this being Donald Trump, you're not risking much by betting money that it is. Number 3. An island. The idea of a rich person buying an island isn't exactly unheard of, but when the island is an entire chunk of Hawaii, that's a lot rarer. But it's happened, thanks to Billionaire Oracle founder Larry Ellison. Several years ago, Ellison visited the island of Lanai and, like most of tourists, enjoyed the lush surroundings and tropical greenery very much. Also, like most tourists, he wanted a memento to remember the trip by. But unlike most tourists who buy a trinket at the tourist shop and call it a day, he decided to buy the entire island outright. And so he did. Forking over $300 million to call 98% of Lanai his own, he then spent several $100 million more to refurbish the island, including a new water filtration system and an Olympic-sized swimming pool in Lanai City, where virtually all of the island's 3,100 citizens live. He also, with his purchase, stopped the Castle and Cook Corporation, which once owned the island, from demolishing much of the island's historic district to build more modern housing and commercial buildings. Ellison isn't just keeping the 90,000-acre island to himself either. You can visit, and if you do, you'll essentially be visiting paradise. This is especially the case if you can afford to stay in the penthouse suite at his Four Seasons resort. There, according to CNBC, you're treated like royalty, with luxurious bedding, priceless Polynesian art to tickle your eyes and brain, and unbelievable ocean views. Outside of the bedroom are horse riding trails, gorgeous private waterfalls, and dipping pools, koi ponds, a golf course designed by Jack Nicklaus himself, and even planes for private flying lessons. Expect to pay upwards of $21,000 a night for all this, however. Once a businessman, always a businessman. Number 2. Leonardo da Vinci's scientific scribbles. Everyone knows Leonardo da Vinci is one of history's greatest geniuses and visionaries. Most of us have seen his famed scribblings featuring intricate sketches of arm and foot bones, river topography, and proved far ahead of his time with ideas for flying machines and compasses, and even studies about how the heart pumps blood that modern science didn't manage to confirm until several decades ago. Many of these sketches can be found in a 16th century notebook called the Codex Leicester. Inside the codex are 72 pages of Da Vinci's doodlings and writings that make as strong argument for the man's immortality as anything else. You might think that something like the codex would be worth huge bucks today, and you'd be correct. As such, most of us can't even consider owning it. But most of us are not Bill Gates. In 1994, the uber-rich Microsoft mogul, who was only worth a measly $10 billion at the time, forked over $32.8 million to purchase the Codex. At the time, this made the Codex the single most expensive book in history, but for a fervent rare book collector in Da Vinci and mirror-like Gates, whom we can almost certainly consider the Da Vinci of our time, a testament to the Renaissance icon's boundless imagination and almost supernatural forethought, was worth every penny. Number 1. The Batmobile. For some billionaires, having all that money means the opportunity to live out their childhood dreams. And how many children grow up dreaming of being Batman? A lot, to put it mildly. Samuel Cathy, the billionaire founder of Chick-fil-A, was apparently one such child. But since being Batman takes a lot of time and physical prowess, he settled on the next best thing, buying a Batmobile, or rather the Batmobile. An avid car collector, Cathy sets his sights on the actual Batmobile used in the 1992 film Batman Returns. He wound up spending $250,000 on Bruce Wayne's favorite automobile, something that likely made Ronald McDonald, the Joker of the fast food world, extremely nervous. Being a fun-loving kind of restaurant entrepreneur, Cathy didn't just get one of his assistants to pick up the car and then leave it in a garage. Rather, Cathy himself arrived to pick up his new wheels, dressed as the Capered Crusader, and even did a brief joyride around his estate before bringing it to the garage himself. If the sign of a 70-year-old man dressed as Batman and riding around to the Batmobile didn't make his employees smile at least a little, then I'm not sure what would. Well, there you have it, guys. That was 7 of the most expensive things bought by billionaires. If you did enjoy this video, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.